I have told and I will be telling the chiefs and assistant chiefs, and I've told them elsewhere, these cases cannot be resolved using chief's baraza. These are people to be arrested and taken to court of law. We must meet the highest punishment on them, and we encourage families to come out.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Protocol mounted by National Police Service Commission, National Police Service. Ready for inspection, sir. Sir, we have permission to receive the quarter guard, sir. Permission granted. Thank you, sir. Dismiss. Tunasonga karibu na waziri.
So people have another place they call it home. Yes.
Come hapa.
Yeah, that was the problem here. Yeah. Nice. No, that's yeah. Karibu sana. Thank you very much. Good to come again. Good to see you. Karibu sana.
Crowned up by Mimi and all of us, the leaders, now just crowning our people. It's important to together we sit there and see how best to resolve something. I believe that working with you and they have told me that you're working very close.
Amos.
Secretary, waheshimiwa wale tuko nao wa County Assembly, Regional Security Commission. Haya, kwa majina mimi naitwa Joshua Kanada, mimi ndio Regional Salute. Sit down. Mirangili Sub County. Salute. Sit down. Nyandarua West. Sit down. Our cabinet secretary nataka sasa kuuliza county security committee wasimame. Sit down. Nyandarua North. Mgeni wetu wa heshima, nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kwanza kukukaribisha Nyandarua na halafu nikualike rasmi nikisaidiwa na hawa ndio uweze kutupatia mwongozo ya jinsi tutakavyoendelea na mkutano huu wa leo. Nataka tutaelewesha makofi, tuangushe moja, angusha. Karibu sana CS.
5. Kwa hivyo mahali tuko tunawadai idadi ya 269 na 77,000. Kwa hivyo kama mmepanda waziri wetu ambaye ni mgeni wa heshima siku ya leo, viongozi wa tabaka mbalimbali, mtaniruhusu nisimame kwa itiwa na niseme Nyandarua Muriega. Kwa dakika moja tu, waziri, tunapata chakula, maziwa na mboga kule Nairobi tunalipia. Lakini Nyandarua wanatuletea baridi bure. It's very good. But all the same, we are happy to be here. Basi, kwa niaba ya makao makuu ambao tumeenda Dr. Anthony Omerikwa, tumpigie makofi. Na National Registration Bureau, mkuu wa vitambulisho. Hapa pia kuna CPA Obura Pata. Hivyo ndivyo tulivyo, na kwa upande huu tafadhali maafisa msimame. Hawa ni watu muhimu sana. Hii ni secretariat. Jukumu lao ni kuandika yale yote mtasema, na jinsi vile waziri atatupatia mwelekeo, na vile waziri amesema ndiposa waziri ametuelekeza ili waweze kuandika. Basi kwa niaba ya hii timu kutoka Nyandarua, kulingana na State Department of Planning, wametuelezea ya kawa 2022 ilitarajiwa ya kwamba muwe na idadi ama population ya 700 na sublokesheni 194. Wakati viongozi kutoka hii county waliketi chini na kutoa pendekezo katika gazeti kuu Kenya Gazette na ikagazeti.
There is an ongoing procurement process for police vehicles and vehicles for administrators and also prisons officers. It's been ongoing. We hope that it can be closed in a month or two, actually by October, latest November, so that then we can start distributing these vehicles to serve wananchi in different parts. I'm glad that wananchi appreciate the services that police officers offer beyond just their call of duty. You know, a police car is not just serving security issues. It sometimes also turns out to be an ambulance. Sometimes it becomes the car that is carrying the death to whatever. They carry also suspects to court. So they do a lot of things that sometimes I was telling these people in Kiambu 2 days ago that this is an area also we must have a conversation with both national and county government to invest more on ambulances, because in most cases when we have accidents, especially in the highways that we have, like this one to all the way to Nanyuki or to Nyeri, or this other one that comes from Mombasa to Malaba, it's important to station ambulances around these areas, because failure to do so ends up police officers handling victims of injuries, and they have no capacity to do so. Yet we need ambulances in other places so that they can serve. So there can also be collaboration to help. The reason why you see citizens are very appreciative of the police vehicles is because they are multi-purpose in societies and around the corner. Drug and alcohol abuse, again, a lot of work has been done here. Thankfully, there is no commercial production of adulterated alcohol in this place, or second generation alcohol that is laced with poison. We don't have the production here, but here remains a point of target by producers and smugglers who come from a neighboring county. This is a route to the city and beyond, and proximity to Nakuru also, and the route that comes from our border with Ethiopia has also made here a target for a destination and a transit route for a substance, especially such as cannabis sativa. I am happy also that the cannabis sativa that used to be planted in Abadeas and these other forests, a lot of work has been done in a multi-agency team by the security forces to make sure that those plants are uprooted and the suspects are arrested and taken to court of law. So if we continue with this effort, we should be able to finish illicit brews, adulterated alcohol, ethanol that is sold as alcohol, and we should be able to finish also the question of drugs in this area. Again, my conversation with the chiefs and assistant chiefs is to find strategies that will make sure that we exterminate this vice from our society. We also want to put emphasis on matters of rehabilitation, and we will be having conversation with the governor and the MCS. Hopefully we can have publicly funded, accessible and affordable rehabilitation centers in this place to rehabilitate those who have been victims of alcohol abuse. We have cases of homicide, suicide in this county, rampant cases, and it is related to mental health issues. And we are actually trying to find better ways of addressing this because it is contributed by societal and social issues, and particularly where cases are related to femicide and gender-based violence. We must deal with it as a society. In fact, one of the conversations we'll have with the chiefs and assistant chiefs is how best to confront the question of gender-based violence, femicide, issues of sexual assault and defilement. All those issues are continue in society because it has led to, there is a level of cover in, acceptance or there's a great extent this, I'm looking for the right word to use, but let me say that to a great extent it's because of society is compromised in terms of their values. Particularly when a woman is beaten or women are beaten, there are still people who believe that someone has a right to beat his wife. And also the cases are also involve men, particularly family members who are covering up for cases of defilements and incest. We must be able to bring them out, and that's the conversation we'll have with the chiefs. But also we need to invest as a society on mental health issues. We need to, there was a time that it was a taboo, and you felt ostracized when you spoke about your mental health challenges. People need to embrace the fact that the same way you can get flu, the same way you can get malaria, the same way you can get diabetes or any other disease, also mental health is a disease like any other disease, and it's important to seek for help, medical attention. And maybe that's an area also we will collaborate with the counties, because they have the medical facilities of last mile, to make sure that people are also, we create more awareness on mental health and deal with those issues. A person who would like to have any rally, public baraza, as long as it's peaceful, the police will provide security. And it's important that they give the necessary notification. If they have given the notification, of course, we have absolute no issue with any person, any political party, any politician calling for a meeting. Just need them to notify the police, and they must ensure that their meeting is peaceful and does not lead to situations of disrupting the peace for others, or burning of property, or looting, or violence. The rest, with proper notification and commitment to observe peace, the police officers are always on standby to provide security for anybody who would like to exercise their freedoms under the Constitution in a peaceful manner. We are seeking for budgetary allocation to operationalize the administrative units that were recently gazetted. And some of them are not too recent. Some were gazetted in 2017 and yet to be operationalized up to now. We are working together. This is a very sticking issue even for the members of parliament. And we are working with them. We have suggested that the next supplementary budget, we could have additional resources, we should be able to operationalize a number of them. For all persons who have been arrested, not all persons who are arrested are taken to court. Okay, some are arrested, they record their statement, and the investigations continue until such time that they will get now an order from the court to appear before it for purpose of taking plea. So if there is any person not accounted for between arrest and charging, probably that person was arrested, recorded their statement, and further investigation is going on. I'm happy that they are following up and they know the numbers of the people who are taken to court. We can also provide that information in good time as National Police Service if anybody needs it. And those who have been charged for various offenses, some theft, some shoplifting, some others are violence, some have been charged for terror, some have just for robbery, some, as I said, stealing. So depending on what you have found, the evidence we found against you, you will be charged for the offense that you committed or that we suspect that you committed. And all those people are free to get legal representation of their choice so that they can defend them in a court of law. If there is any person who is missing, there is a procedure for reporting missing persons, and that should be reported to the nearest police station so that the police officers can start investigations to find their whereabouts of any person who is missing. Otherwise, any person who is in police custody or who was arrested by the police can be accounted for. Their whereabouts can be accounted for, either that they were taken to court or they were released pending investigations until such time when we are ready to charge them, or if you don't find sufficient evidence perhaps, then they will be free to proceed with their own activities. This is generally a very peaceful county, but we have challenges of late when it comes to public protests of political organizers inducing young people and misusing them to organize violent demonstrations. And as soon as they become violent, of course, they cease to be protests or demonstrations as expected by the Constitution. And I'm glad that also the law enforcement agencies have taken very firm action against those who burned property, burned vehicles, burned the police stations, destroyed property. And going forward, we believe that anyone who will be organizing protests or demonstrations as enshrined in our Constitution will have to work with the police officers, and they must act peacefully. As I said before, we will act decisively. We will charge everyone. I saw some people complaining somewhere yesterday that we are charging people with charges of terrorism. If you burn a police station, you burn government cars, whether it's county or national, you burn police office, you burn somebody's supermarket, there is no other charge that we can bring before the court. The best charge at that point in time is those related to terror, because that is exactly what you are doing. Part of the issues that have bothered us in the last few months was the issue of livestock theft, which is actually a paradox, because for a well-developed and settled county like Nyandarua, you do not expect that livestock theft and cattle, sheep, and particularly sheep, is being stolen in such a place. You would have expected that to be in the arid and semi-arid areas where we are struggling with banditry. But to be honest, we have, I must appreciate the security team because they have been on this matter. And I want to thank the people of Nyandarua for listening to the advice of the security team, particularly in terms of the family and owners' responsibility in terms of securing their livestock, even as we provide security. In the past, it's been that people are living very far from their cow sheds, and so it gives room for criminals at night. I was told graphically that since Nyandarua is very cold, when people go to sleep, they really go to sleep. And so thieves know. Because, you know, people who steal from you, they don't come from very far. They have scanned the environment, they have understood, and they usually come and steal. Now there is a new phenomenon where they steal and slaughter and take the part of the meat to go and sell it in some of the butcheries where there is collusion with those meat sellers. I must say again, once the advice was given by the security team, the citizens here took it seriously, and there has been good collaboration. We have brought down that problem of livestock theft. You know that one of the police stations was burned in Donjonjeru, and part of the reason was because there was an irate mob, members of public, as a result of the suspect we were holding. The contributing factor was also the presence of those suspects who were thought to be cattle thieves, and the citizens had lost faith in the judicial system. I want to say that no one should take law into their own hands. It's important to allow those suspects to be taken to a court of law. In the process of their interrogation, it helps us to appreciate the depth and the network that works together to perpetuate livestock theft. So it's important also, based on our constitutional order, for our citizens not to use mob justice. It's important to take all these suspects to a court of law. So that is a matter that I expect that it will be more conversation. We'll have more conversations when we have our chiefs and assistant chiefs, who are also our representatives in the community.